Wondering what the second half of the year is going to look like for real estate? Well, let's go take a look. One of the things that we want to do when we're thinking about where we're headed is take a look at where we're at and what history tells us. And what you're seeing here is a graph of showings, and you can see the gray area is that pre-pandemic demand. So this is what was going on from January of 2017 all the way up until March of 2020. And then you notice the blue area, things got a little bit wild and crazy. That first bar is dipped a little bit low, but that's when everything was shut down. We were sitting at home. We were wondering how long the pandemic was going to last, how long we were going to be sitting on the sidelines. And then about 30 days later, things started opening up, not in every state, but in some states. And then activity picked up, and you can see activity has outpaced years 2017, 2018, 2019, and the first few months of 2020. So we have been in a super high demand time period. And then that green bar represents April of this year. So that blue activity falls into 2022, both January, February, and March. And now it's just pulling back just a little bit. So we know if we were in this business prior to the pandemic, we know that 2018 and 2019 were very good years. In fact, they were the best years following the financial crash in 2008. So where are we headed? It looks to be that we are headed back to the pre-pandemic levels, which we just said were pretty darn good. The next thing we want to take a look at is existing home sales. Once again, taking a look at the pre-pandemic numbers versus what happened during the pandemic, those blue years, and now May of this year. If you look at that, now May of this year, the forecast is that we'll finish this year at 5.4 million existing home sales. That is really right in line with 2017, 18, and 19. In fact, a little bit better than 18 and 19. Dig a little deeper and looking at the total home sales. So remember, we just looked at existing home sales. Total home sales includes new builds. Now these are forecast, and you see we've got Fannie Mae, NAR, Mortgage Bankers Association, and Freddie Mac. They're all forecasting north of 6 million, or Fannie Mae's at 6 million, but everybody else is north of 6 million for the remainder of this year. This is recent information too. So this is not like this was forecast in December and now here we are in June and the numbers are no good. And then the other thing that I think all of us are having to address with clients is this fear of a pending recession and a potential housing bubble, housing burst, housing crisis, you name it, put any word on it, but the fear is there and the fear is real. So when we look at historically previous recessions, what do we see? Well, we see that most recessions, home prices actually increase. If we look at 2008, well, we know that that was a very bizarre, unusual situation. But in looking at previous recessions that are more in tune with true economic events as opposed to perhaps some low barrier to entry housing challenges and no equity and no jobs and that sort of thing, you can see that in 4 out of 5 of those events, home prices actually appreciated. Not only that, the experts are predicting that over the coming year, we are going to see some really good, stable home price appreciation. If you've been in the business for any amount of time, you know that especially here in Texas, we have sort of meager, unexciting home price appreciation around the 3.5–4% mark. Well, in 2022, the forecasts are indicating that we're going to continue to have a robust year, and we've seen it so far. You know, here from January through the end of May, we know that home prices are continuing to climb and actually double digits. But by the time we get to the end of the year, the experts agree that the average is going to be around 9.3%, and nobody's going to scoff at that, because that would be a great return, right? But going into 2023 and up through 2026, we see that we're going to have a return to more of a normal home price appreciation. And this just illustrates that we're not going to decelerate, we're not going to flatline, but we're going to continue to have some appreciation. Won't be so exciting as the double digits, but it will be present. And of course, everybody's talking about inventory. So where does inventory stand? Well, the 2022 forecast was pretty flatlined in the beginning. It was just a meager 0.3%. And now it's been updated to 15%. You are seeing, as you're out there working with your clients, whether you're listing or you're representing buyers, there's more inventory coming to the market. So we're seeing some really good data with this, and some people believe that this will be the second best year in real estate in terms of number of homes sold since the financial crisis in 2008. Only 2021 is the only year that beats out what forecasters, what experts believe is coming for the remainder of 2022. So I think this is really good news, and I wanted to share it with you so you have it to share with your clients. I know a lot of people are sitting on the fence, whether it's regarding listing their home or going out and buying a home. People are concerned about interest rates rising, they're concerned about home prices rising, and they're very much concerned about a housing bubble and buying a house and the value going down after they bought it. So these are some good slides for you to share with them. And if I can help you with any one-off piece of material to help educate your buyers and your sellers, please let me know. I'm here to help and would love to help you do that. So with that, I hope you have a good afternoon, a good week. I hope you're closing out June strong, and July is looking absolutely fantastic for you. Let me know how I can help.